Hey, what's up YouTube? Houston here. And for those of you just finding my YouTube channel, welcome. Please remember to hit that subscribe button and that bell. And for those of you that's been following me and supporting me, salute. And for my favorite patrons, always double salute. Now, today's video, we're going to actually learn how to leverage the Sable secured credit card to get up to $50,000 in credit card funding. Not only credit card funding, but just funding, period. Okay, with bad credit. So with Sable, they focus on people that either have bad credit or no credit. So which is very good because they don't do a no credit check. So you don't have to have a credit history with them. You don't have to have a social. Okay. Now the cool part about this is that granted this is a secured card. Okay, but after 4 months of good payment history and stuff, it becomes unsecured after 4 months. So where some secured cards you have to wait 6 months with the banks, sometimes you have to wait 12 months. This card, 4 months, all right? 4 months. Now, the maximum amount of money you can put on this card is $10,000. And I'm going to actually show you how to get that $10,000. So I want you to stick with me because this is interesting because this $10,000 you're going to be leveraging the bank's money instead of your hard-earned money. So stick with me. Now, here's the thing about it. They don't charge any annual fees or no other fees, all right? And you can transfer the money from PayPal, Venmo, and Zelle. So where the new tax laws, where moving money around and stuff and being taxed in PayPal, Venmo, and Zelle, this does not apply to this situation. So you don't have to worry about taxes. I just wanted to clear that up. Now, here's the thing about it. Some of these loan lenders that I'm talking about, they don't do a hard pull on your credit. Some of these loan lenders, they use the third-party credit bureau systems in order to check to see if you defaulted on a loan or you currently in bankruptcy. So they may check with Clarity, which is owned by Experian. They may check with DataX, which is owned by Equifax. They may check with Factor Trust, which is owned by TransUnion. And sometimes they may check LexisNexis, all right? So I'm just giving you the real. Now, here's the thing about it. Before you go after these here loans that don't do no credit check, there's some things that you need to do in order to make sure that you get almost a guaranteed approval. Number one, in terms of making sure that the address you put on the application matches the address that's in the credit bureau systems. All right, that's number one. Number two, making sure you have a bank account. Now, with some of these lenders, if you're in check system, but you still have a bank account, they still will work with you, but you need to make sure. Number three, you definitely going to have enough income, okay? So what that means is this. If you have a spouse, okay, if you have a spouse in the household, when you're applying for loans, credit cards, you need to make sure that you include their income as well. Now, if you're sharing an apartment with a friend or family and stuff and they're contributing to the household, then you also need to include that income. So if you're retired but you're receiving annuities, money from a 401k, you need to include that as income. All right, so you need to know that. Or if you're on disability, again, but the apartment is in your name and they're sharing bills and stuff, you need to include that income. All right. Now, let's look at this first lender. It's Money Mutual. And now, the only thing about Money Mutual, they don't give the $10,000 loan, but they loan up to $5,000. And you can be in check system. The minimum amount of income you do have to show is $800. Now, I know you're like, okay, what does this have to do with Sable secured credit cards? Stick with me because this is going to help you. Now, you have Cash USA personal loans. Again, this is another lending platform. They do not worry about the personal credit. They do not do a hard pull on the personal credit. What they focus on is how long you've been at the residence. Do you have an income? Okay? Those are some of the main factors. How long you've been at the residence? Do you have an income? how long you been on your job. If you have those main 3 criteria as well as a bank account, an active bank account, then they can help you get funding all the way up to $10,000. Now, you have credit loans. Credit loans the same way. Active bank account, how long you been at the address, active bank account, how long you been at the address, how long you been on the job. Those are the things that they're focused on, and they loan up to $40,000. As a matter of fact, they have a higher loan percentage chance, like 90% chance of you being approved for a loan. All right. Now, unfortunately, they don't work in New York or Connecticut, but that's okay because if you have bad credit, they still possibly can loan you up to $5,000. Now, let's talk about this strategy. This is so important and you need to understand. Let's just say that you went to credit loans or even Cash USA. They gave you that $10,000, right? You got $10,000 from them. All right, that $10,000 and you put it on the Sable card. This is what you want to do. Make sure that $10,000, you put it on the Sable card, use that card, and make those monthly payments and stuff up to 4 months. Once that card becomes unsecured, this is what you need to do with that money that they're giving you back, since that card now is a $10,000 line of credit. You want to take that $10,000 they gave you back. You want to pay down any debts that you have. So you may want to put yourself on a debt snowball. Also, you want to pay back at least 50% of the loan that you just borrowed. Okay, you want to pay back 50% of the loan that you just borrowed and pay down as much as you can on any open revolving debt. All right, now, here's the thing about it. If it's possible for you to become a member of Navy Federal, doing this same transition. So when you apply for the secured card with Sable, if you're able to join Navy Federal, I have a video that kind of explains some of the challenges and some of the things that you may can do to join Navy Federal, even if you don't have a military family member. Now, if you want to see that video, put a comment below. But here's the thing about it you need to understand. Because with the Navy Federal Rewards Card, make sure that you open up a checking account with Navy Federal, because it's internal data that they're going to be looking at. But with that $200, that's going to turn into a unsecured card. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, after 6 months, this card becomes unsecured at $2,000. However, most people are not aware of this. After 30 days, when you open up your checking account, make sure that you're making deposits. I would always tell you make weekly deposits, okay? So if you are able to open up a checking account and a savings account, and you have challenging credit, but you have good income, then you can apply for Navy Federal's American Express cards, Navy Federal flagship cards, so Navy Federal Rewards cards. And there's people that have like a 530 credit score that's getting $25,000. Okay? So this is why I'm telling you guys this. Now, here's another thing. Once you're able to pay down your debt, get a good credit card with Navy Federal, then you want to do this. This is also something that's very important. You want to add these positive trade lines so you can go over to Grow Credit or Perch. And because if you pay car insurance, cell phone, utility bills, those are the things that's going to help your FICO 9. Navy Federal pulls TransUnion FICO 9. Okay, so that's very important, right? So you're going to be looking for lenders that actually help you with FICO 9. Now, here's another thing. In reference to rent reporting, you need to have rent, because if you're going to be stating that you're making $75,000, $80,000, $100,000 and you don't have rent showing up on the file, or you don't have a mortgage showing up on the file, that's going to throw up a red flag. And because that red flag, you may get a smaller amount of money. So in terms to help you to be able to report, here are some lenders, here are some rental reporting companies that can help you report your rent. Now, if you pay cash or with a money order, you can sign up with a company called Plastic, PLASTIQ.com with your credit card, and then make your payments for the rent to whoever you're paying your rent to. So those transactions can actually show up on your credit report. Then also you can add authorized users. This is going to help your FICO 9. Now, you're probably saying, well, why are you so focused on FICO 9 and not with the regular banks and stuff? Now, here's some cards that you want to go out. You want to go after the Patel 1 and the Patel 2. Those cards are FICO 9 pull. So what that means is that they'll pull your Experian FICO 9. And so what that means is that they also take into consideration, just like that other lender, what they also take into consideration is your income, education, how long you've been on the job, and how long you've been at your residence. Those are the things that they actually take into consideration to be able to help you get qualified for the Patel cards. The reason I'm telling you the Patel cards because they have one card that goes from $300 to $5,000 and then from $300 to $10,000. Okay, the Patel 1, $300 to $5,000. Patel 2 is $300 to $10,000. All right. The reason is you're doing all this, and you can do this within a 6-month time period to be able to raise more money, to get a stronger file, because now that you have that unsecured high limit credit card, okay? Now that you have that unsecured high limit credit card with that $10,000 they gave you back, now you're able to pay down your other debt. That's going to boost up your credit score, okay? One more thing. Here's something else that you must do, okay? I would definitely tell you, once you get your credit score back up to about at least a 690, then I would definitely try to apply for some 0% interest credit cards, okay? The reason is that way, if you're going to make any purchases, you may want to do a cash advance and stuff like that. Make sure you keep that. If you're going to do a cash advance, most people are not aware. Like the banks, they don't care if you use all of the money, right? But here's the thing about it. If you use all the money, it's going to lower your debt to income. It's going to increase your debt to income ratio and lower your credit score. So what I would probably do, once I follow those other steps, then those 0 interest credit cards, I would probably flip over to setting up a business and going after those 0 interest credit cards. Because that way you can max out the business credit card and it won't affect your personal credit. Just as long as you continue making payments on the cards, okay? That's one of the strategies that I would tell you in terms of helping you leverage the Sable card so that you can get a $10,000 primary, okay? I know that there's companies out there that'll give you a $10,000 primary for monthly payments and stuff. However, if you have a direct revolving actual credit card, you're going to get more leverage from financial institutions as well as more money. All right. So this is Houston with 3-Way Funding. I hope that this video inspires you and help you. If you have any questions about personal credit, business credit, if you actually want to see your real FICO scores, then click the link and get your real FICO score. The $39.99 program is the best one because it gives you more data points. Now, here's another thing. If you want me to go over your credit report with you, then schedule, once you use the link in the description, get the $39.99 FICO report, and then schedule a 30-minute consultation, and I'll go with you line by line to help you fix up the rest of your credit. So this is Houston with 3-Way Funding. Thank you.